welcome to Old Time Knits. This is episode 39. My name is Marie and I'm coming to you from Central New Hampshire. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Old Time Knits. This is my channel where I talk about all of my love of knitting, crocheting, recently spinning, and all the other fibery goodness. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, then come on in and let's get started. Okay, so we should probably jump right on in. I do not have too many finished objects this time, just a couple of small things. The things that I have been working on have been a little bit more time consuming, and I will share one of them with you in my works in progress. But anyway, to begin with, I have a pair of mittens. This is the Basic Cable Mittens by Marcy Richardson, and this is a sample knit for my local yarn store, The Elegant U in Concord, New Hampshire. So I did the adult size large on them. I was going to put them on for you. Here we go. So it's got this great ribbing, twisted stitches on the cuff, and then a whole cable all the way up the mitten. These ones are a little bit large for me. Let me put the other one on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so easy peasy. It kept me engaged. It was an interesting knit. Not too bad to keep track of. So I was on a US 4 3.5 millimeter needle, and the yarn that I used is Kelborn Woolens Scout, and this is 100% wool, 274 yards to 100 grams, so it's more like a sport weight. It is classified a 3, light. And this is what I had left from 100 gram skein. I don't know if this has a, sorry, there's something on it. I don't know if this has a color number on the, oh yes, it's color number 614 Scarlet Heather. So yeah, this is what I had left, and I don't have too much to say. It was a very uneventful knit, super pretty, having that going right up the back, and the palms are just plain. So that is finished object number 1. And finished object number 2 is part of my knitting down through 12 skeins of self-striping yarn, which I'm a little bit behind by the end of the year, which I'm a little bit behind on, but you know what, whatever. I set it as a very light, lofty goal. So let me get these. And so it's another pair of mittens. I do have 2 of them. So these are for my granddaughter, Eloise. I made some mittens a couple of years ago, and I didn't actually think that they would fit her, so I just had them here, and then we had a snowstorm and they visited, and she forgot her mittens, so wouldn't you know, I happened to have a pair, and I let her wear them, and they don't necessarily keep your hands super cold as a child out in the wet snow, but she loved them so much, and so she's always saying, can I wear those mittens? Eloise, that was like 3 years ago, and they're a little small for you. So anyway, I made her a pair, and this is one of the self-striping skeins, and it is Nicole C. Mendez, and this is her soft sock DK. 80% wool and 20% nylon, and it's in the Driving Home for Christmas colorway. And I held it together with a loft, which is a mohair from Knit Picks, and it created the nicest, softest, prettiest. You can't really see the halo as good here. Oh, I guess you can see it. Oh, look at that. I wove in an end and I didn't weave it in properly. I have to go back and fix that. Anyway, this makes the nicest little fabric when you hold the mohair with it. So, yeah, I was so happy with it. So that was the, I think, last of my holiday gift knits. So for my family. And so this is what I had left. This was a 25 gram skein, so I didn't use much at all. And there's still quite a bit left of the original self-striping skein too. This was skein number 5 out of my 12 skein journey, which we'll see. So that is all I have for full finished objects. I do have, I'm sorry, let me back up for a minute here. These are the World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. I'm so sorry, I forgot to say that. I cast on and did the cuff with a US 5, and I did the mitten body with a US 7. And so this is a DK and a lace weight, and I did the pattern for a worsted weight, and I think it was a size 4, 3 or 4. Love this pattern because you can do it. It gives you instructions for any weight of yarn and all the different stitch counts and everything you need to know for anything from fingering weight all the way up to Aran, I believe, or maybe even bulky. But that's Tin Can Knits for you. They don't do anything halfway. It is a fantastic pattern. I would highly recommend it if you are a beginner and have never done mittens. It's the way to go. It's a great pattern. So, and I have made them a lot. So yeah, that is that. All right, and I have a half-finished object. Should have got a sock blocker, but I didn't. Here it is. Whoa, that looks so bright on the screen. And this is skein number 4 of my stripy stash down, whatever you want to call it. And I just decided to do a pair of socks. I have one done. And I am just doing a very simple pattern down it. It's 3 rows of knit and a row of knit 3 purl 1, and it makes this nice little ribbing. I do this often too because it just adds a little bit of interest to the sock. Oh, this looks so bright on screen. Okay, so, and I do have the second one just barely cast on. This is my car knitting, so I only work on it when I'm in the car, so it's taking me a little while. But anyway, so this is tall pine yarn, and it is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, 245 yards. And there is no color listed on here. I don't know if that was an accident or what. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I'm tangled. Here is the skein. Wow, it really does look bright on the screen. Anyway, it's all autumn tones, and it's very nice yarn. This was an Etsy shop, and by the way, I will link it down below along with all of the other things that I talk about. But so I'm 1 down and 1 to go on those. I am on a US 3.25 millimeter needle for my DK socks, and 48 stitches is what I use pretty much for everybody. it seems I'm going to carry on with works in progress. I am doing another sample knit for my local yarn store, and it is taking me a while. It is basically fingering weight, so I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but anyway, this is the Hyacinth Vest by Elizabeth Smith Knits. It is a bottom up construction, open front vest, no buttons, but a button band going up around the front after I'm done. It's pretty cute. It's got this eyelet kind of a texture at the bottom, and then the rest is just stockinette, and I will insert some photos here so that you can see what it's all about. This is a fingering weight yarn. Classified sport? Feels like fingering. Yeah. So this is a new to me yarn, and it is called Sonnet, and it's from Plymouth Yarns. This is a 60% wool, 20% mulberry silk, and 20% bamboo and viscose. So super drapey, a little shiny. This color is mulberry, and this color is copper. So that is what I am using, and there is 100 grams is 382 yards. So it has a nice sheen to it. So that is what I'm using for yarn. It's lovely yarn. It knits nicely and smoothly on the needles. I am on a US size 6. I am knitting a size 46 for a sample, and it's going okay. It's taking me a while. It's a lot of stitches on the needles right now. And it's funny, when you do a bottom up, you start off with that giant amount of stitches, so it seems to take a long time till you get to a point where there's not so many on the needle. So, all right. Let me hold it up for you one more time. And this is the back, and it's just, yeah, there's just not much to see right now. It looks quite a bit brighter on camera as well, but yeah, this has been taking me a long time, and if I'm being honest, I'm not super excited to work on it right now. There are so many other shiny, pretty things calling me and you know, tempting me, as we all feel that way, I'm sure. But I will have it done very soon. And because I want to be able to get that back up to her for a sample. So that is my other work in progress. I do have one more. I actually am working quietly on the side on my woodland retreat project. For our winter woodland retreat, which is being hosted in January by myself and my friend Judy. Everybody has typed in the word woodland into Ravelry under the search and found a project. Any project, as long as it has the name woodland, the word woodland in it, you can knit or crochet or whatever the case may be. And it's a secret. We're keeping it a secret from each other so that we can have a, share and show at the retreat. It was just a fun little thing. So I've been quietly working on the side on that. And then I do have another gift on my needles, which I do not want to show because the recipient is a viewer of the podcast, and I don't want to spoil the surprise. So it doesn't seem like I have a lot going here, but I actually do. All right, and then the last finished object, excuse me here. Let me get my stuff. Is really a fun thing. Caught me completely by surprise. I went for a visit to my mama, and She is so proud of the fact that I am such an avid knitter, and so proud that I have taught my granddaughters, Annabelle and Eloise, to knit, and they are on it. I mean, they want to keep knitting. So far, they haven't lost interest. I don't know if they're going to. Um, at some point, they're going to lose interest because they're going to get into teenageville and all of that. I mean, it happens to us all, and hopefully down the road, they come back around to it. Anyway, whew, all that. So my mom was the person that taught me to knit many, many years ago, and she was also an avid knitter for most of her. For most of my life that I remember, she was always knitting up until probably about, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago, she stopped because she has some arthritis in her hands. Uh, at any rate, I showed a video of her knitting on Eloise's project in one of my previous episodes. And she just picked it up and was so natural, and it was so fun to see her knitting. Well, my visit to her, she said, I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun if you and I knit scarves for Annabelle and Eloise? Like, she said, you knit some of it and then I'll knit some of it. And I was like blown away that she wanted to do that. It thrilled me to pieces. So, excuse me. She said, you pick out the yarn, you design it. I'd like it in, a worsted weight would be good. And so for the girls, I have chosen a worsted weight. So I am on it because I mean, you got to do two of them. That was so exciting. So I have a very basic scarf that I have started. I don't have a pattern. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. So let me show it to you if I can. Here it is. It's just some garter and some ribbing. And so she said, can you make sure they're nice and long, because I want those girls to be able to wrap it around their neck a couple times, and I want them to have them for always and ever. So can you make it long enough so it would fit and as they get older? So I'm halfway. So what I did was I started off with a garter stitch on the bottom, a pretty good band. And obviously when you do a ribbing of any sort, there's some broken ribbon here mixed with garter. When you do that, it does pull it in a little bit, but I needed to have something at the beginning and the end of the scarf that was simple, so that I am going to get this to a point where I am at the other end of it and I can bring it to my mama and she can finish it off. But I needed to have it begin and end with garter so that she could, do that. I didn't want to throw anything too extra complicated at her because I don't know how her hands are going to, if it's going to bother her or not. But I wanted to be able to give her easy stitching and ample time. She wants to do this for Christmas. So of course we have to do two of them. I was like, okay. just okay. Anyway, so I yarn that I'm using, I went to my local Joann's so that I could get something that was very easy to care for, because and that's what my mama knows and that's what she's used to. So I decided to do that. Anyway, I am using Karen, and it is the Colorama Halo. It is acrylic, nylon, and polyester blend. And this is actually considered a bulky weight, but it's not that bulky. What is the color? Oh, I don't know if you saw that. Bluestone Frost. Anyway, so it is one of these that fades from dark to light, but the scarf is so thin that it is taking a long time. So I started from the middle where the darker blue was, and it does go to a lighter gradients out to a lighter. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to hit it very light, which is fine. I didn't know what to expect. So Annabelle really likes blue a lot. All right, I am on a US size 10. I'm using my Dreams double pointed. I just stuck a thing on there to keep it safe. And like I said, I'm alternating between the rib. This is a really fuzzy yarn with the halo, so you don't necessarily see a whole lot of the texture, and it is curling in a little bit, but I really don't think all of that matters when it all comes down to it. So alternating between garter and broken rib. Um, and I'm pretty proud of myself because heck, I'm I'm making a scarf and I designed it. The other thing I wanted to say was that I bought another cake of this yarn, and this one has a gradient peach to gray, and it won't make it to the gray. I'll be hard pressed to get to this lighter color, which is fine. So that one is for Eloise. So yeah, that is what I have been working on, and I want to, it doesn't take long to do this. It's just a few stitches on the needles, and I want to get this off my plate and over to my mama so she has time to, get it done. I'm going to leave her with the however many rows of garter for the other end. And I want her to have a substantial amount of time because she was suggesting we do this for Christmas, and Christmas is coming, people. Faster than we know. So, I don't know how much she'll be able to knit on them at one time. So, if I leave her, I don't know, 30 or 35 rows on each scarf, she should be able to get through that, I would think. So, that is my latest thing I'm working on. It kind of threw a loop in my knitting. Sorry. In my knitting, because I wasn't expecting that from Mama. But I am thrilled that she wants to do that. So that'll be fun. And the girls will really like that yarn because it's so fuzzy and soft, very, very soft. So yeah, that is all of my, well, not all of my works in progress, all that I can show you at this point. Hey, next up I want to talk a little bit about spinning. I hope that light's not too annoying. I'm sorry. I have been doing quite a bit of spinning as well. I just love it so much. I know I have talked about how much I love it, but I can't get over it. So I have no intention of getting over it, nor do I want to get over it. I just love it so much. But so I did some yarn. Look at this. I'm pretty proud of myself. It's coming along. I'm still learning, and sometimes you get a skein that looks a little bit better or nicer than the other, but this is a BFL, and I purchased this from Friends in Fiber. She's a local dyer, and I will, she has an Etsy shop, and I will link it down below. But this color was called Blue Hubbard, which I thought was very, very appropriate. I like to spin the BFL. It's easy to spin. It's one of the ones that I first learned on, and I just thought the color was fabulous. So I do intend to hopefully make a couple of hats out of this. I have twin nephews, and they are getting big. And I thought that I would do hats for them and do a band, the actual hat band out of this. They are both autistic, and I don't know, this is not scratchy, but sometimes, the wool can be itchy along your forehead, and I don't want anything that will bother them or upset them or make them, make anything feel funny. So I decided to pair it with a superwash, this is a Merino DK 100% superwash from Hue Loco, and it's the colorway Spruce. I don't know when I will get to these. I'm not planning on doing it for Christmas. Maybe in the winter I'll have time to, after Christmas, to do these because I have to do two. But yeah, so that was my first spin. I was pretty excited about that one. And then my second spin is some more BFL. Here it is. Yay. This came out quite a bit thicker than, well, I guess it's not the actual yarn. It's just very fluffy right now. But anyway, I'm coming along with my spinning. This is from Spinning Yarns Studio. And this is the woman who taught me. Sorry, I'm flipping it all over the place. Trisha, and this is a BFL. It is her colorway called Cherry Pie. So pretty. So pretty. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I don't necessarily have plans for what I'm spinning all the time. I am just enjoying the process so much. And in my last video, I was sharing a work in progress of a hat I was making for my husband, and I did complete that. And I have given it to him, and I can't get it back from him to share. But I will share a little bit of that in Lifey Updates, which is coming up. All right, I think that is all of the yarny stuff that I have for you today. So it is, if you are just here for the yarny content, thank you so much for joining me. And if not, and you want to hang around for the Lifey stuff, that's next. Okay, just a little quick update on what we've been up to. First and foremost, we were extremely excited because we were able to, over Columbus Day weekend, we were able to take our, what's the word? Camper to our seasonal site, which we have just acquired. They let us bring it in this fall so that we could enjoy one more camping trip. And then we had to close it up for the winter because the campground closes down. So the best part of this for me was this was putting taking the camper to the campground on this weekend was a little extra special for me because it was 1 year exactly since my husband had his heart attack, which was so devastating to me. It was a real close call, and I'm so thankful that he's still here with us. And I know I have talked a lot about that in my past episodes, but anyway, so I tried to make it super special. I kind of said to him, it's like your birthday. Got all new plumbing and, a new start and a new outlook on life. So we spent the weekend there. Actually, we spent one overnight, and I made some chocolate chip cookies because we haven't had those in a year in celebration. And I gave him his hat. So I will insert some video footage at the end here, a little bit around the campground and of him in his hat. And it just made it to be, it was just a really special little thing for us. So that is really about all that I have, been up to. I've been stacking my wood, getting ready for the colder weather, although this week we've really had some crazy temperatures and it's really warm, and I don't have anything woolly on because of that. So yeah, let's see what else. I think that really is all. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I did want to say thank you to all of you who are so devoted and so supportive of my channel. And, this is not always an easy thing to do. It's hard. Sometimes we don't get we're not as popular as some of the others. So that, you find yourself when you're behind the scenes comparing yourself to others, and that's not a good thing to do. But I think it's human nature. So sometimes it's a little disheartening because you don't get as many views as you'd like to, but whatever. For those of you who are here and who come back every single time, I am amazed and so thankful and so grateful that you do that. I really just appreciate the fact that you even want to come back. Um, and to the one person who feels it necessary to hit the dislike button every time on every video, I really wish you would just go away. I don't get people. I just don't get it. If you don't, Mama said, if you don't have something nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Just go away. All right. Sorry, that was my little whiny tidbit there. Thank you for letting me do that. I appreciate you all so much. Happy knitting, happy spinning, happy crochet, whatever it is you're up to. And I'll see you the next time. Bye.